everyone, it's Gail here. It is Monday. It is 25 to 6 and this is supposed to be my live at 5, which is slightly later than planned. So it was planned for 5 o'clock and here I am. I kind of got caught up in a few things today and then I was trying to muck around with stuff on Facebook. So I noticed that my personal URL on Facebook still has my maiden name in it. And given that I've been married for quite some time now, I thought maybe I should try and update that. And I was trying to update it and Facebook was kicking me out. And I don't know what's going on with Facebook anyway. I don't know if it's because I hadn't put my password in properly or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, here I am a bit later than planned, but it is all good. So let me know who is watching. I see I've got at least one person watching just now. So if you are on watching me live, if you could if you just drop me a little comment, that would be great. If you just put your comment in just say hi in the comments so that I know that you're watching me. And if you haven't watched me before on StreamYard, you might just need to do the little thing to let StreamYard know that who you are, so that it allows that on Facebook. That would be really great, because it's good to know who you're talking to when someone's watching you, rather than it just being a lurker. So say hi to me and let me know that you are here. That would be awesome. So yeah, so say hi, let me know if you're watching, let me know how your day has been as well. What have you been up to today, depending on where you are? So let me know who you are, where you are, what you've been up to, how your day has been. That would be great. And in my Ignite program today, I go live I've got a private Ignite group for my Ignite clients, and someone just sent me a little message there, a little ping. So I go live on a Monday in my Ignite group to talk about the topic we're kind of focusing on for the week. And this week we are talking about the inner leader. So I thought I would come on here and talk a little bit about the inner leader here as well. And so a lot of you will have heard me talking about the inner critic before. And actually, before I go into this, what I would say as well is, if you are watching this back on replay, do me a favor and just put in #replay and say hi, just so that I know that you've tuned in and you've seen this and you've watched it. That would be really great if you could do that, because I see somebody else is watching now as well. So yeah, if you are joining me live, so if you're joining me live, let me know you're here. Drop me a comment just now. Say hi. If you're watching on replay, if you could do that as well, but just do #replay so that I know that you have tuned in. That would be awesome. So yeah, I was talking about the inner leader. And so if you've followed me before or you've watched me before, you will know that I talk a lot about the saboteur. So the internal saboteur, the inner critics, that little voice that talks to us and tells us that we are no good, tells us that we're not enough, makes us feel small, holds us back, stops us from moving forward, stops us from taking risk, because that is its job. So its primary function is to stop us from taking risks. It wants to keep us safe, and it is really in the business of, absolutely actually in the business of keeping us safe, and definitely not in the business of allowing us to thrive. So then, what are some of the ways that we can get past that? What are some of the things that we can do? And my big thing that I always say is taking action. So facing your fear and taking action anyway are one of the massive things that you can do to get past your saboteur. But the other thing is your inner leader, and I don't talk about that much. So I don't talk about it in my free challenge. I don't actually talk about it in many places, because it is part of my paid program, and so I like to kind of keep some things back for my paid program. But I thought I would share a little bit about the inner leader today, just because it was topical, it came up today, it's what I'm talking about this week anyway. And I do, in my actual paid program, in my Ignite program, I do some visualizations to help people get connected with that part of themselves. But what you can do, and this is something that I often do with clients, is you can just think about if you knew, so if you knew and trusted that you had an inner leader, so a part of you that, oh, Julie's on. Hello, Julie. Thank you for doing a lot of comment in here. So I was saying that at the start, just if anybody is watching me live, just pop in a comment so I know who's on watching. Good to see you, Julie. So Julie is Julie's very busy just now because Julie's got a free challenge coming up soon. Free challenge on her side hustle, her happy side hustle. So yeah, Julie's going to be very busy over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, so what I typically say to people who aren't in my program, and sometimes I do this anyway, just with my clients, if they are just needing some help in the moment to kind of get connected with a part of themselves that's going to help them move forward, is if you trusted and you knew that you had a part of you that was full of compassion, full of wisdom, knowledge, clarity, courage as well. So courage is a big one, because when for the sake of fulfillment and to allow us to move forward and to take risk and to be our best selves and to live our best life and to thrive, sometimes what we need to do is, for the sake of that, is to take risks. So even though it can be scary and it can be a hard thing for us to do, sometimes that is the best thing for us to do. And when we know that we're going to do that, like, our saboteurs will start to go crazy. So our inner critic will really get triggered. And it's at those times when sometimes the best course of action is to be aware of that, know that, but silence the inner critic and take action anyway. And one of the things that we can do to help us with that is to really focus on the inner leader. Now, what I would say is, again, because I'm not giving away the crown jewels, so I'm not doing a visualization or anything on here just now, because that is part of my paid program. But what you can do is just, if I was to say to you, if you trusted and believed right now that you had a part of you that was full of wisdom, was full of knowledge, that was a source of clarity, was a source of courage for you, and that was a source of knowledge, where would that part of you be? So just think about that for a second. So if you're watching live, think about that for a second. I know a couple of people are watching live. I know Julie's on, I don't know who else is on, but think about that for a second while I have a wee drink. So yeah, just think about, where would that part of you be in your body? Because our inner critic, usually when we're thinking about our inner critic, it's usually that we think about it being up here in our mind, right? When we think about, if we knew and trusted and believed that we had a part of ourselves that was there to help us, there to guide us, a part of us that knew that everything was going to be okay, a part of us that knew that that knew what the right thing is to do, that always knows that everything's going to be okay, and that knows where we're going, knows the direction we're headed in, knows the journey, knows where we're meant to get to, where would that be, right? So Julie is saying her heart, right? Which, that doesn't surprise me from Julie, because Julie is full of heart, love and joy. That's our Julie. And so that's quite common. So people might often say, so Gillian is on as well. Hi, Gillian. So Gillian, you do this as well. And Margaret Ann is on. Hi, Gail. Polling. Not sure what you mean by that, Margaret Ann. You need to help me out with that. I'm stumped on that one. Let me know what you mean by polling. But yeah, so a lot of people will say it's here, so in your heart. Some people will say it's in their gut, so just somewhere here. Oh, Margaret Ann's saying popping, so it was popping in, not polling. Popping in to say hi, but I'll need to watch on replay. No problem, Margaret Ann. Yeah, so some people will say fat finger. Some people will say it's in their heart. Some people might say it's down here in their stomach. But it's usually somewhere in your body other than up here, right? And when you think of that, and when you're with that, when you know and trust that that part of you exists, then what you can do is use that. So in the moment, so when you are feeling unsure, when your saboteur is going crazy, when you're thinking, what if I fail? What if I get it wrong? What if I mess up? What if they judge me? What if they laugh at me? What if it goes wrong? What if I'm doing the wrong thing? What if I regret it? You know, all these things that come up when we're about to do something risky. If you were to focus on the part of you that knows what's right for you, then the question becomes, what would you say to yourself if you connected with that part of yourself rather than this inner critic that lives up here, the inner critic that whispers in your ear all the negative stuff? If you were to let in this other voice, this voice that comes from your heart or from your stomach, you breathed into that, what would be different? So what you might want to do is think about what's something that's going on for you right now that you're nervous about, stressed about, worried about, concerned about, that's on your mind, that's sitting with you, that's sitting uncomfortably with you just now. If you were to tune into the part of you that knows what's best for you, whether it's your heart or down here, what would be different? What would you notice? Because usually what happens is we usually get a different steer, a different direction, and we certainly normally feel calmer, more grounded, more considered, more relaxed, clearer than when we let our saboteur rule the show. So the whole point of this is tune into that part of you that knows what's right for you. Notice what's different, notice what comes up, and notice how you respond and how you react might be different. So that's the thing that I would say. And let me know. So let me know if you try that. Let me know what comes up for you. Let me know how that plays out. Let me know what comes up. Let me know what is different as a result. So that's all I was going to cover today. That was my little rambling, and love to know how that works out for you. As I say, the Inner Leader is a big part of my paid program, and we do visualizations to help you with this. But without the visualization, you can still do that. Julie is saying this is exactly what I needed to hear right now. Oh wow, Julie, fantastic. Tell me why. You might not want to say that on here, but I'd love to know, why was that exactly what you needed to hear right now, and what is it doing for you? What's different? What's coming up? What is happening as a result? Let me know. Let me know. So let me know, everyone else. So Gillian, what are you up to? What are you doing? Have you tried this exercise? Margaret Ann might have popped off again after she popped in. I'm not sure. But Julie, yeah, I'd love to know why that was exactly what you needed to hear right now, and what is going to be different for you as a result. Because in theory, what should happen is when we tune into that part of ourselves rather than our inner critic, the action that we take will probably be different. Oh, Julie's feeling nervous about her first show tonight. Oh, Julie, your show is going to be brilliant. Your show will be amazing. If you just show up and be yourself and trust your inner leader rather than your saboteur, trust in your heart that everything's going to be fine, because that's what your inner leader will do for you. And if you come from your heart, like if you just speak from your heart and just speak your truth and you be your true authentic self, everything will be fine, everything will be amazing. And you're saying, but now I'm going to tune into my heart just before I go live. Perfect. And that's exactly what I would say. Anybody that wants to try this technique, before you're about to do something that's making you nervous, this is what you want to be thinking about. This is what you want to connect with and be thinking about. Okay, so you kind of want to take a deep breath, think, right, okay, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine because I've got my inner leader with me now, right? Saboteur has gone. I've got my inner leader with me now, and everything is going to be absolutely fine because you've got somebody in your corner, that inner resource that is with you in your corner, supporting you, guiding you, and knows that absolutely everything is going to be fine. And I know that you will be fine if you just focus on that, Julie, and focus on your heart, because whatever is in your heart, I've just had a little message say I'm now live on YouTube. Hopefully I've been live on YouTube for longer than 2 seconds. But yeah, just focus on that, because that is what will serve you, and it will serve you way better than your inner critic. So we want the inner critic to be left at the door of the room wherever you're doing your show tonight, Julie. Leave the saboteur at the door, bring your inner leader, give your inner leader a name as well. So if you could create a persona out of what you feel here, right? So if you could, imagine, because the thing that I tell people to do with their inner critic is bring the inner critic to life and create a persona out of the inner critic, so that you can name it, know it, understand it, but then ultimately get some distance from it. And the same thing applies with your inner leader. So if you could focus on this bit here, what would the inner leader be in you, and what would you call it? And for me, it's, when I think of my inner leader, I think of wiser me. That's what I call my inner leader, wiser me. Wiser me, what would, and I will often say to myself, what would wiser me do right now, right? So rather than actual me, what would wiser me do right now in this moment? Or what would wiser me do in any moment or in any situation? What would wiser me do versus actual me? Because usually wiser me is more considered, and will find a better route, a better plan of action than if I'm just left to my own devices. And if all else fails, right? So if all else fails, you can always rely on your inner crew, right? So I'm going to bring up my two little what's the word I'm looking for? Talisman. So I've got Yoda here and Buzz Lightyear. And if all else fails, I always think, right, well, what would Yoda do, or what would Buzz Lightyear do in this particular situation? Or I think about, my inner crew that I have as well, because you can take this anywhere you want. And, if you've got people that are role models for you, if you've got people that you admire, if you've got, somebody else that you think, gosh, what would that person do in this situation? Often that can help you just see new possibility as well, and help you see it in a different way, in a different light. And for me, when I'm about to go live or go on stage, if I'm feeling really nervous, especially if it's a big conference that I'm speaking at, if I'm feeling nervous, then I might channel my inner Lara Croft. So there's a little bit of Lara Croft in me. She often helps me out. And who else do I have? I also have the Appreciator. And I've got a few other characters that I can kind of conjure up when I need them, just to help me in the moment. But definitely Lara Croft is, she's the fun and naughty part of me that I will often think about when I am doing something where I'm maybe taking myself too seriously as well, and kind of need to get over that, because sometimes that's the thing, we just take ourselves so seriously and we worry about things that don't matter. And it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter if it goes wrong, it doesn't matter if we make a mistake, as long as we just show up anyway and be ourselves. So people generally are okay with that, right? So Julie, good luck tonight. You are going to be amazing, and it will go well. I'm not even going to say I hope it goes well, because I know it will go well. And I'm going to leave it there. So thanks for tuning in. If you're watching a replay, #replay, so that I know that you've seen it. Drop me a little comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you take action on any of this. Let me know how it works for you and if it's helpful. And I will talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye. I need to find the end broadcast button. There we go. I lost my mouse there. So that's me. See you all soon. Bye.